Good morning, one and all. My name is Andur Garo from EC Department, Vignan Snirla. Today we'll start the topic called as the jet transforms. That is introduction to the jet transform, where the jet transform will be divided, how it is been divided, and the ROCs of the jet transforms. These jet transforms is basically defined for the discrete time signals. For the discrete time signals, these jet transforms is being defined. For the discrete time signals, these jet transforms will be defined. Therefore, generally these discrete time signals will be represented as x of n and the corresponding jet transform as x of z. The corresponding jet transform will be represented as x of z. Generally, these jet transforms will be of the two types. As first one as bilateral jet transform. Therefore, for the bilateral jet transform, it will be given as x of z is equal to integral of minus infinity to infinity. That is been given by this bilateral jet transform will be given by x of z is equal to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Whereas another form of the jet transform is unilateral jet transform. For the unilateral jet transform, the summation will be taken from 0 to infinity. That's why it will be defined as x of z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity x of n z power minus n. It will be present in only one directional. That's why the unilateral jet transform. If it is present in the two dimensional, that is the bilateral jet transform. Summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Whereas the unilateral jet transform is from summation n is equal to 0 to infinity x of n z power minus n. Generally this jet transform x of z will be exists only for a particular z values that will be plotted in our jet transform z plane. Generally the z will be given by in the polar form it will be represented as r e power j omega. In terms of the complex coordinate forms, it will be represented as r e of z plus j into imaginary of z. Therefore the real part of z plus j into imaginary part of z. Therefore this re of z will be taken on x-axis and imaginary part of z will be taken on y-axis. Then this z plane will be represented with reference to one particular circle called as the unit circle, that mod z equal to 1. That mod z is equal to 1 will be the unit circle that will be defined as mod z is equal to 1. Mod z is equal to, with reference to this mod z is equal to 1 unit circle, will define where the jet transform is being exists. That is existence of jet transform will be defined. Existence of jet transform will be defined by the z plane. That will be called as our ROC, which is nothing but our region of convergence. In the region of convergence, that is the region of convergence. Generally, this region of convergence is defined as the values of the z, where the z transform we said to be exists. If we say that x of z will be having a some z transform as some 1 by z, there will be a certain values of z where this x of z will be exists. That will be specified by the region of convergence. That's why we'll write that region of convergence as ROC as it is the values of z where the z transform begins, where the z transform begins, where the z transform simply begins, or it begins is nothing but it's the exists, where the z transform exists. From where to where it will be exists begins, it's called as exists. It is the value of z where the z transform exists. That will be specified by the region of convergence. There will be certain advantages of this z transform. Next, coming to the advantages of the z transform. First, for analyzing discrete time signals and systems, will use these z transforms. We use z transforms. For the better analysis of this discrete time signals and systems, we'll use the z transforms. And the second point, the convolution in the time domain will be easily converted to the multiplication in z domain. Convolution in time domain is converted into multiplication in z domain. Next, third one is the convolution in time domain, its multiplication in the z domain. Similarly, for the third point is the differential equations can be easily converted into the algebraic equations in the Laplace transforms. Here, difference equations which represents the discrete time systems can be easily converted into algebraic equations. These are the advantages of z transforms. Coming to the disadvantage, the frequency plot cannot be done. Only the pole zero plot will be done. That's pole zero plot can be done using z plane, where the frequency plot cannot be done in our z transforms, as well as we cannot also get it in the case of the Laplace transforms also, right? These are the advantages and disadvantages of z transforms. Next will be the z transforms of standard signals. The first one as the unit impulse sequence. As it is was the sequence, therefore it will be represented as delta of n. Then its Z transform as will be given by generalized Z transform as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Now the x of n will be given by delta of n z power minus n. As delta of n is equal to, will be defined at n is equal to 0 only. As delta of n is equal to 0 for n is equal to 0. Sorry, n is not equal to 0 and it is equal to 1 for n is equal to 0. That means it will be defined only at n is equal to 0. The delta of n which exists at n is equal to 0. Therefore, we will take the corresponding z power minus n at n is equal to 0. Z power 0 is 1. Therefore, the delta of n whose Z transform as 1. Similarly, the second point is unit step sequence. In the unit step sequence, that's u of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0 and it is equal to 0 for n less than 0. U of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for n less than 0. Therefore, this u of m z transform as x of z is equal to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Then summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity. What is the x of n is u of n z power minus n. As u of n will be defined for n is equal to 0 to infinity, u of n z power minus n, and the amplitude of the u of n as 1, and put the values as like this, that the summation n varies from 0 to infinity z inverse whole power n. This will be in the form of a summation n varies from 0 to infinity a power n, which will be given as 1 by 1 minus a. That's why 1 by 1 minus z inverse. That's 1 by 1 minus 1 by z. That is z by z minus 1 will be the z transforms. And provided this a must be less than 1. A must be less than 1. But here the a value is nothing but our z inverse. Z inverse must be less than 1. Then 1 by z will be less than 1. 1 less than z, that's when we take the positivity, that's mod z greater than 1. That mod z greater than 1 will be your ROC, and the z transform as x of z is equal to it's z by z minus 1. Therefore, ROC, when we plot this particular ROC, if we take the unit circle, mod z is equal to 1. Beyond that particular mod z greater than 1 is your ROC. That mod z greater than 1 is the ROC. Is the corresponding ROC. That is second one. And the third one as that is the ramp signal R of n, which will be given as n into u of n for the n greater than or equal to 0. And 0 for n less than 0. Therefore, corresponding z transform as summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n, and substitute this x of n as n into u of n into u of n z power minus n. Okay, when we as the u of n will be defined for n is equal to 0 to infinity only. That's why n into z power minus n. Therefore, expand the summation, put n is equal to 0, it's 0. When n is equal to 1, that's 1 into z power minus 1. N is equal to 2, 2 into z power minus 2. n is equal to 3 into z power minus 3 plus 4 into z power minus 4 plus and so on up to infinity. Take the z inverse as common for all the terms. When we take it as the common, here first we'll get 1. Here once we take the z inverse as common, it will be 2 z inverse plus 3 z power minus 2 plus 4 z power minus 3 plus and so on. Therefore, when we write that z inverse as z inverse, take it as common. This 1 plus 2 z inverse plus 3 z power minus 2 plus 4 z power minus 3. This will be written as 1 minus 2 z inverse whole power minus 1. According to our exponential series, this 1 plus 2 z inverse plus 3 z power minus 2 plus 4 z power minus 3 plus and so on will be written as 1 minus 2 z inverse whole inverse. Therefore, z inverse into 1 by 1 minus 2 z inverse. When the z inverse into 1 by 1 minus 2 by z, then this particular will be written as z to take to that side, that z by z minus 2 into z inverse. Z inverse z will be cancels. Therefore, we'll get the 1 by z minus 2 is the z transform of the u of n. And provided this particular z inverse should be greater than, that is, z inverse should be less than 1 and 1 by z will be less than 1 and z will be greater than 1. Therefore, the mod z greater than 1 is your ROC. This one is the z transform of exponential sequence. Exponential sequence, that's e power j omega n into u of n. Therefore, its z transform will be given as x of z is equal to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. Substitute what is x of n. X of n is e power j omega n into u of n z power minus n. As u of n is defined as n varies from 0 to infinity, e power j omega n z power minus n. Then the summation n varies from 0 to infinity, e power j omega z inverse whole power n. Therefore, it will be given as 1 by 1 minus e power j omega z inverse whole power n. That's 1 by 1 minus a. That's why it is 1 by 1 minus a value will be e power j omega z inverse. When we simplify this one, this e power j omega by z inverse, which will be written as 1 by 1 minus e power j omega by z. Therefore, it will be given by z minus e power j omega. That is x of z. That's e power j omega z inverse will be less than 1. E power j omega by z will be less than 1. And z will be greater than e power j omega. That is the corresponding z transform and its corresponding ROC. In this particular ROC, to make this particular one, the z will be greater than 1, then it is sufficient for getting the ROC as mod z greater than e power j omega, like that. That's why we'll take the ROC as mod z greater than 1. Next signal is the cosine sequence. The cosine sequence x of n will be written as cos of omega n into u of n. That is e power j omega n plus e power minus j omega n by 2 into u of n. Therefore, its z transform as x of z is equal to summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity x of n z power minus n. that summation n varies from minus infinity to infinite. X of n will be given as e power j omega n e power minus j omega n by 2 into u of n. Therefore 1 by 2 kept it outside. Summation n varies from minus infinity to infinity e power j omega n into u of n plus e power j omega n minus j omega n into u of n. For this particular one, it is the Z transform of our exponential sequence only. That's why it will be written as Z by Z minus e power j omega. The second summation will be the transform of Z by Z minus e power minus j omega. Therefore, take the LCM at here 1 by 2. Here Z minus e power j omega, Z minus e power minus j omega, Z minus e power j omega, Z minus e power minus j omega. Here Z into this one, Z square minus Z e power minus j omega plus Z square minus Z into e power j omega. These two minus Z square into e power j omega. Therefore it will be, it's not cancelled at here. Therefore 1 by 2 into Z square minus, when we take the Z as common here, it's e power j omega plus e power minus j omega by, when we multiply in the denominator, it's Z square minus Z into Z, Z square minus Z into e power minus j omega. Next minus Z into e power j omega. E power j omega, e power minus j omega is 1. Therefore Z square minus Z into, this is cos 2 cos omega. That's 2Z square. 1 by 2 into 2Z square minus 2 cos omega by Z square minus Z into, this is also the 2 cos omega plus 1. In the numerator, take the 2 as common and cancel it. We'll get the Z square minus cos omega by Z square minus 2Z cos omega plus 1. That is its Z transform. And the ROC is mod Z greater than 1, which is similar to that of the exponential, because it is being derived from the Z transform of the exponentials only. Therefore, the Z transform of cosine form cos of omega n into u of n as Z square minus Z cos omega by Z square minus 2Z cos omega plus 1. Here Z is also present because when we have taken the Z as common, therefore for the exponentials we will get the 2 cos omega, then the 2 gets cancelled. Therefore final Z transform as Z square minus Z cos omega by Z square minus 2Z cos omega plus 1. Similarly, when the x of n is equal to sine of omega n into u of n, when we simplify like this only, its Z transform as x of Z is Z sine omega by Z square minus 2Z cos omega. Its denominator is same, but in the numerator we'll get the Z sine omega. Let's solve that one. These are the Z transforms of some standard signals. Thank you.